Hey guys, long time no see. Welcome back to my channel. I didn't just spend. I resurrected from the most painful week of tonsillitis one could ever imagine. One that keeps you up 3 nights in a row. You know what? My first piece of unplanned advice for you is to go get that flu jab. If you actually want to be up and running in the wintertime and not be a decaying clump of cells on the sofa, go get that flu jab. Don't make excuses. Don't underestimate its power, its potential. That's what I did, and that's what I got. So if you don't want to learn from your own mistakes, at least learn from mine. Right, guys, so now that I'm back up and running, okay, I thought we would sit down and deep dive into unlocking our hot and confident girl eras, okay? I'm sick of postponing. I'm sick of waiting for the summer. Hot summer girl era, hot girl summer, blah, blah, whatever it is. That's just an excuse to postpone. Summer goes, oh, that's over. No point. I could just sit and eat chips all day. No. Okay, I'm sick of waiting for warm, cloudless, picnicky weather being the only thing that actually motivates you to go and exercise, motivates you to put effort into yourself, motivates you to better yourself. Because if you live in the UK like me, that only happens 1 month per year. Okay, let's dive into the 11 essential pieces of advice that I have tailored specifically to you who doesn't just want to look hot. You want to radiate hotness. You want to radiate confidence. You want to radiate the best version of yourself to other people so that when you walk into the room, that version of yourself has walked into the room before you have, okay? People feel your security. They feel your stability and confidence because you have proven time and time again. You don't even have to talk about yourself. You don't have to talk about your achievements, your worth, your value, because it is evident. It is published. People do it for you. People gossip about it for you. They're like, oh my God, have you seen this? You posted about that recently. They were just talking about you right before you entered the room. You enter, they go hush. Okay, so tip number 1, aka the most important thing that you can do for yourself in life, is to minimize the gap between saying you're gonna do something and doing that thing. The smaller you aim for that gap to be, the higher the chance that you succeed in anything you set your mind to. Smaller that gap, the tighter the vision, the stronger the promise, and the likelier you are to stick to your word. And if you know anything about confidence, you know how much your word matters. You know you need to be a person of your word. Because the minute your word loses its value, which happens very subtly, very gradually, you don't notice it until it's gone, through those micro acts of not actually doing what you're thinking or what you're saying to yourself, that is when everyone loses respect. That is when you lose your own self-respect. Because to be able to appear attractive, to be magnetic and pull someone in, there must be a foundational level of respect, of safety, of value, of some sort of emotional and psychological openness. Without respect, that relationship becomes very self-serving, manipulative, and superficial, which is something that you don't want, because if you're ever stuck in a relationship like that, that will literally drain the life out of you, aka telling me lies. Whether you want to start posting more, whether you want to learn a new language, whether you want to cook more, the sooner you take the required action after thinking about it, the faster your confidence grows because of how quickly the success comes from you taking action over just yapping, okay? Because confidence grows from action and not the affirmations that you tell a mirror. Number 2, at least one of your many entertainment streams should add to your knowledge. Whether that's from podcast, book, movie, a friend, something should be intellectually challenging for you, should be something that you learn from, that you apply to your day-to-day or to conversations. I cannot stress to you enough the correlation between how much you know about something, about the world, about a certain topic that you're passionate about, to how confident you are. My biggest realization for my self-confidence is that the more you question the world, the surroundings you're in, the less you question yourself. The more certain you become about the world, the more certain you become in yourself. We are so interlinked. We are so connected with the universe. You cannot learn about yourself without learning about the world, because even the climate you live in has such an impact in our mood, how we function that day. Doing things where you learn and challenge your IQ and even develop your EQ distract your brain in very healthy and positive ways, because your lack of confidence comes from your brain being bored, literally. When you scroll and compare yourself, you're not expanding your knowledge, you're not growing your brain. It creates very weak neural networks that don't add any value to your life. So the increase in your confidence, I would say, is equal to the decrease of your boredom. And you can think you already know so much, and maybe you do, but the beauty about knowledge is that it's infinite. There's no limit to how much one can know. And it's in the learning where confidence grows, not in the learned. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much you already know. It's the process of learning new things that get you there. Number 3 is having the strongest kind of mindset, which is the abundance mindset. That is the belief and understanding that nothing in this world is finite. Not money, not luck, not positive relationships, not reasons to be happy today. The world has its way of bringing you or showing you something over and over again in different forms until you accept it or until you use it as a tool to bring you the actual thing that you want. Whether that's life lessons from reoccurring types of relationships or a burning question that you keep getting in your mind, it will keep happening until you accept the assignment and move forward with it. So not avoiding it, not dodging it, but moving through it. The universe works with you, not against you. And the sooner you learn and accept that, the sooner life becomes a lot easier. Become one with the wave, open your arms out to it and accept it intentionally and willingly. And everything will approach you in its due time. You just have to be there to receive it. And I don't necessarily mean physically, but mentally. You need to be in a healthy mindset and mental space to be able to understand something and see something for what it is. Leading on from this, number 4, doing everything that is in your power to be ready for when that thing that you really want is there and available for you. When I say everything will come to you in due time, when you're ready for it, I don't just mean you stand there and you wait for it. No, you need to put in the required work and effort to be able to see something for what it is. That takes experience, which takes time, but if you don't have the time, then you have to do the learning and the analysis a lot faster than where time would naturally lead you. The amount of opportunities and potential that you have now missed out on because at that time you weren't able to see something for what it was, or you didn't know how to use that tool to achieve your desired outcome, is the exact reason that I say to reflect, to learn from past mistakes, to analyze, and to identify what it actually is that you want out of life or in life. Because the quicker you do the necessary mental work to clarify what you want, the faster things start to fall into place. Because you know when to stop, you know when to pause with something, you know when to work through something. You know when to give someone another chance. Patience in the right things is such a core part of this, but you can only know what to be patient for when you understand what it is that you want and what can give you that thing. Number 5, look the part. Okay, that's investing time and material into looking presentable, looking cleaner, looking healthier, looking more aesthetically pleasing. And that requires feeling deserving of this, right? Feeling like you're worth the time, the patience, the money. The way you show up in yourself for others is the way others later show up for you. And I'm talking effort-wise, okay? And looks is an unspoken thing that does a lot of the work for you, so take advantage of that. When I see someone look very put together, I immediately assume they're someone that likes to spend time on themselves, with themselves, respects themselves, and are very healthily obsessed themselves in a very inspiring way. Number 6, you have access to 2 or 3 sources that you can go to that immediately put you in that feminine and whimsical mood. That can be music, a song, that could be a movie, that could be a book, that could be childhood photos and videos. But for me personally, it's music from Suki Waterhouse and childhood princess movies. The reason this is important is because it's not actually realistic to be in your feminine and whimsical 24/7 in the day when you have a 9 to 5, when your boss is giving you a hard day at work, or when you have chores and responsibilities and tasks that you need to do with a very tight deadline. You're going to be focused, you're going to be productive, you're going to have your masculine up a little bit, So being able to go to these things from time to time when you do want to feel lighter, when you do want to have higher vibrations around you, it's very helpful because it can help you make that switch. You're bound to come out of your soft girl light energy from time to time, but that's where you go to those streams of inspiration. Number 7 is a bit more of a realization, a question to you. There's 2 types of hot people, right? Hot and insecure. So ones that look objectively hot, but deep down they're insecure. They haven't done the mental work, the psychological work. Or hot and confident, hot and secure, okay? Usually, the hot and insecure people are people that have had to do work on themselves or have had work done on themselves to be loved and to be accepted. And that includes family. And there's hot and secure, which consists of people that were loved and accepted as their birthright and look hot, not because of how much work they had to do on themselves, but because they were so loved, they grew up happily and are therefore more appealing because of that. For those of you that resonate more with the first group that I described, I know that you cannot change your past and your upbringing, but look at your current circle. Okay, look at your present situation. Fruit rots a lot faster next to rotten fruit. So look at what is surrounding you in the present moment because you can change the present. Right, number 8, productive downtime. Redefining what rest means to you. Because let's be real, we do spend a decent amount of time resting, procrastinating, relaxing between work, between a set of responsibilities, right? And what you do in that resting period that can drag out unintentionally is what you end up gaining from it. So if you spend hours and hours scrolling through your phone, stamped on the sofa, you gain brain rot, okay? Good for you. What you gain from seeing rest as an opportunity to move, to exercise, to socialize, to catch up with family, what you gain from that is strengthened relationships, not a stiff body is what I'll tell you, toned arms, abs, positive happy hormones, so serotonin on top of dopamine. You need to try and plan the way you rest more, whether that's making something more visible for you so that you're more likely to do it when you're not doing anything more important, or whether that is to create alarms, or which, okay, it sounds like work when there's an alarm to do something that does not sound like you're resting, but to be honest, you should be doing certain things that make it easier for you to remember to do certain things, right? So it's like, yes, it's maybe not the best solution, but I'm just trying to tell you to help remind yourself of the things that you could be doing in your resting periods to make life higher quality in the end. Number 9, less time, focus, and energy trying to achieve better sleep quality and more consistent bedtimes. Firstly, going to sleep at the same time every day is something that you can control more than how your sleep quality is when you're actually sleeping. Like, you have no power over that. Let's be real. You have the power before you sleep to increase the chance of it being good quality. But anyways, one of the main things that does increase that chance is going to bed at a consistent bedtime each day. Irregular sleep schedules, even if paired with 8 to 10 hours of sleep, which sounds incredible, but apparently not so, because it says it can lead to 26% higher risk of cardiovascular issues, metabolic disruptions, and cognitive decline, none of which sound hot. Right, number 10, gonna keep it very simple for you. The only thing stopping you from being your most hot, confident, and happiest self is repeated action. Let me tell you a very interesting and complex story that you might have heard of. Once upon a time, Emma started something, and then she stopped. The end. Does that sound familiar? Repeated action is the cause of either the greatest or worst thing in your life that you can control because you are the one that is repeating that action. Smoking and drinking repeatedly, you know how that ends. Exercising and pushing yourself through discomforts repeatedly, whole other story. The issue is that you start something great and then you stop. It's never consistent, it's never repeated, and therefore you never see the success that could come from it. Repeated positive actions is a non-negotiable. Number 11, you know that old trend where it's if you can't love me, I'm my X, you can't love me, I'm my Y, like the two blanks? Apply that to yourself, because to love yourself at your ex is not to just accept and do nothing. If you think about loving parents, what do you think they do? Do they discipline their child, go through hardship, put the time and energy into teaching them the correct morals, going through their homework, helping them revise for an exam, which is difficult, okay? It's very time consuming, you have a lot of patience, but it's all worth it in the end. Or are loving parents the ones that give their child anything just so they stop crying, they give them iPad 24/7, they feed them all candy and sweets from all over the world just so that they stop crying? No, right? It's going through hardship in the beginning to be able to reap the fruit. What's the phrase? Anyways, my point is that it's in order to benefit from it in the long run. It's having to go through the hard stuff to be able to deserve the better ending. Because you're so quick to apply that to other people. If they don't love you at your ugly phase, they can't have you at your hot phase. But do you? Do you deserve your hot phase? You know, did you love yourself at your ugly phase? Love yourself hard enough to do the hard work? Did you go through the pain of exercising to become fit and healthier? Did you go through the effort of normalizing discipline in your daily routine? Did you go through the patience of learning to accept your insecurities instead of just going and changing or removing them? Become those loving parents to your child. It is what that child needs to flourish. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see your better versions next time.